Do you have a few moments to spare for me?
Certainly, mon père. I am listening.
I've carefully collected the testimony of our companions here. Then I compared them with the observations made during my investigation of the man who calls himself Cagliostro. I came to quite the shocking conclusion. I believe I have discovered how the royal automats remain constantly in motion, like clocks that never need winding. They get their energy from the souls of the dead, Aegis. They drink from the anima essence that permeates the purgatory described by Monseigneur de la Fare. These machines feed on the dead. The greater the massacre, the deeper the river where they slake their thirst.
Vamos a preguntar por la masacre.
Is there any way to stop the bloodshed, mon père?
I believe there is always hope, Aegis. As long as I remain free to pursue my research, I will never lose faith. I keep thinking about the three Nemes. These echoes. All of this is clearly related to Nicholas Flamel's work.
The alchemist?
Precisely, mon ami. And this leads me to fear the worst.
What have we to fear from an alchemist who died nearly 4 centuries ago?
Not him, per se. Rather the heretic who is exploiting his discoveries. This poses a grave danger to us all.
Vamos a preguntar por el hereje.
Who is this heretic, mon père?
Why, Cagliostro, of course. The king's accursed confidant. The man who allowed him to raise this diabolical army.
What do you fear, mon père?
What do I fear? Nearly 2 months ago, the king forbade anyone from setting foot inside the Église Saint-Jacques de la Boucherie, near the Hôtel de Ville. He had the priests forcibly removed. They hardly even had time to save the church's sacred relics. Since then, only our Father in heaven knows what they've been doing there, hidden away from the people of Paris.
Oh dear. Flamel's tomb.
My thoughts exactly, Monseigneur. Legend has it that Flamel was buried with his Lapis Philosophorum.
Vamos a preguntar por el Lapis Philosophorum.
What is the Lapis Philosophorum, mon père?
The Philosopher's Stone. Where do I begin? No one knows its true nature, or even what it might look like. All that is known is that it is said to grant untold riches and eternal life to whoever possesses it. Its very existence is questioned, of course. But if it's true, just imagine what sinister purpose the king and his accomplices might find for it. We must elucidate this matter at any cost.
Where is this tomb?
In the church's crypt. The priests always ensured that it remained undisturbed, despite the mystery surrounding it. But now they're no longer there to protect it. We need to know for certain.
But how? There are automats everywhere.
Aegis,
Oui, mon père.
will you help us get to the bottom of this?
Did you not say that it was impossible to enter the church?
There is perhaps a solution. The penitent's door behind the Châtelet leads to the Quartier de l'Hôtel de Ville. It's only opened on Good Friday, but this year I had the honor and good fortune to lead the procession. Here is the key.
Vale, pues nos han dado una nueva llave
Goodbye, mon père.
y tenemos una nueva quest, ¿vale? Que vamos a hacer en este caso. Vale, que aquí tenemos las quests, ¿vale? Y tenemos que encontrar, pues, la cripta de este hombre, ¿vale? Entonces, ahí en esa zona vamos a completar varias misiones que tenemos ahí que podemos hacer. Así que vamos a salir de aquí. ¿Vale? Aquí tenemos el carrito muy cerquita, ¿vale? Si no os acordáis dónde está, simplemente pues os ponéis el este. Y aquí también tenemos dos cosas que hacer, ¿vale? Vamos a terminarlas antes que se me olvide. Vale, que es descifrar las notas y pedirle ayuda a ese hombre. Así que vamos a hablar con este hombre para descifrar las notas.
Monsieur Bailly.
Ah, mademoiselle. I am very pleased to find you here with us within the shelter of these walls.
Vamos a darle las notas.
I found a document written in a script that I was unable to read.
Let me see. Ah, je vois. These pages were written using some sort of shorthand. A variation on Taylor's system, no doubt. I'm wont to use it myself from time to time while jotting down my ideas as they come.
What does it say?
It's a bit difficult to decipher. Je crois. I believe it's an autopsy report. The author writes that the subject died from a large dose of prussic acid.
What is prussic acid?
My apologies, Aegis, but I'm no chemist. You should ask Monsieur Lavoisier.
Vale,
Goodbye, Monsieur B.
entonces si activamos otras las quests, ¿vale? Tenemos que encontrar aquí, hablar con con Lavoisier.
Monsieur Lavoisier,
What can I do for you, Aegis?
Vamos a preguntarle por el ácido.
what is prussic acid?
It's a volatile compound extracted from Prussian blue, which is a pigment derived from the cochineal, an insect.
What does it do?
Oh, it's a lethal poison, of the most dangerous sort. Though at weaker doses, it merely induces a deep soporific state, or a coma, if you will.
A deadly poison.
Aegis? Is everything all right?
Vale, vamos a comentar los pasos pertinentes.
How do you intend to counter the king's actions?
Unfortunately, we don't have the upper hand. For now, we can only hope to protect ourselves from him. I am convinced that something is afoot. Something that could destroy all our hopes in an instant.
You have my full attention.
You should know that I am a gunpowder commissioner. As such, I oversee the provision of gunpowder to the kingdom's arsenals, l'Arsenal de Paris in particular. For the past 2 days, a large quantity of gunpowder from Marsangy has been sitting near Les Invalides. It's in a warehouse by the factories. But the men I sent to take possession of the cargo and transport it to the Arsenal have gone missing. Do you realize what this means?
The gunpowder could have fallen into our enemy's hands.
It's possible. One thing is certain. It's enough to destroy half of Paris. Whether it is still in the warehouse or has fallen into the wrong hands, we must find it urgently. Then, if possible, we must neutralize it.
How?
Simply by placing it in contact with water. Nothing could be easier in theory, but we must find a way to flood it.
Flood the gunpowder? You're out of your mind, Lavoisier. We're in the most desperate of situations and you want to deprive us of such a valuable resource. What will our cannons use once we have formed our army of patriots?
Your army, Marquis, is presently but a figment of your imagination.
I see. So you're one of those men who would sound the retreat before the battle has even begun.
I will go to the warehouse. Once I have located the powder, I will decide what to do with it.
Vale, ahora ya tenemos
Goodbye, Monsieur Lavoisier.
lo de la pólvora, ¿vale? Que eso sabemos dónde es. Y ahora vamos a seguir aquí activando esto. Y hablaríamos con Mirabeau.
Monsieur de Mirabeau,
Vamos a decirle de la carta arrugada.
what does this letter mean?
Who gave you the right to read my correspondence?
I'm curious about how you got rid of it earlier. As if it burned your fingers.
To tell you the truth, you're not entirely wrong. It is a missive sent by my father, the Marquis de Mirabeau, the scoundrel who shamelessly dares to call himself the friend of man. He writes to say that he is on the brink of death, in such a desperate state that he has received extreme unction. This reprobate used his final moments on this mortal plane to send me threats yet again. He swears that he will torment me from beyond the grave.
How is that possible?
To my knowledge, he has not yet deigned to shuffle off this mortal coil. In any case, the satisfaction of knowing he is dead would not assuage my concern. This man is more persistent than the plague. He's capable of anything. He has spent his entire life persecuting his family. And I believe he is ready to spend his eternal rest continuing to do the same. I need to know what he's planning.
Where is he now?
At his home in Argenteuil. Given the circumstances, going to ask him for an explanation is out of the question. But the man who heard his final confession is here.
Monseigneur de la Fare.
Precisely. Only this confounded shaveling refuses to tell me a word of what the old dragon confided to him. He stubbornly insists on the secrecy of confession. Bon sang. Will we ever be rid of these damned superstitions? Aegis, would you be so kind as to intercede with the bishop? Perhaps you will be able to make him change his mind.
Vale, vamos a seguir con las quests. Vale, podemos también volver a hablar con este hombre. Vamos primero a preguntarle al señor de la Fare.
My respects, Monseigneur.
I didn't expect to see you again so soon, Aegis. We missed you when we had to leave our shelter at Place Saint-Méry. The path that led us to this convent was not an easy one, believe me.
Vamos a preguntarle por la confesión de Marquis.
Monseigneur, I would like to talk to you about your recent meeting with the Marquis de Mirabeau.
What has gotten into all of you? This has gone on long enough. I will say it one last time and pray that they will finally leave me alone. Nothing and no one will make me violate the secrecy of his confession. Have I made myself clear?
Perfectly clear, Monseigneur.
Vale, pues de momento este no va a soltar prenda. Con lo cual tenemos que volver a hablar con él.
Monsieur de Mirabeau.
Vale, vamos a primero a preguntarle por esto, la Harmonie de Fer.
Minister Necker claims that you are a familiar face at the Tuileries Palace.
That old story. Will it hound me until I have drawn my last breath? This, madame, is nothing but an unfounded rumor that I am trying in vain to dispel. To what do I owe the displeasure of having to defend myself once again?
I must get hold of some documents that are kept in an armored safe in the King's chambers.
What luck could resist your talents?
Minister Necker said it was indestructible.
Oh, I see. Well, let me think. Who could help you? After all, a lock is nothing more than a simple mechanism. Nothing that can resist the expertise of our dear Monsieur Bailly. Why don't you ask him for help?
I'll be sure to do so.
Now, who else might be of use? Oh, there's Monsieur Lavoisier as well, our gunpowder commissioner. I'm sure he'll have no trouble finding you something you can use to blow the door off that stubborn safe.
Good. I will go and find him.
Now, if you'll forgive me, I have an urgent matter to attend to.
You are forgiven for everything.
In that case, it has been a pleasure, madam.
Vale, pues el pibe se ha pirado. Entonces ahora tenemos la oportunidad de hablar con este hombre.
How was your search at the Vaucansons' home?
I found this penknife there. I was struck with a vision as soon as I picked it up. I saw Mademoiselle de Vaucanson running from the Comte de Cagliostro. This letter refers to a hiding place where she often sought refuge. It's in the Jardin du Luxembourg.
I know the place. One day, Eugène and I were walking in the Luxembourg Gardens when suddenly Athenais jumped out from our hiding place like a wild animal. It was a startling, almost frightening sight. The spot is on the edge of the garden, hidden by vegetation between two statues.
Vale, vamos a preguntarle por esto.
I'm looking for a way to force a lock that is supposed to be unbreakable. Monsieur de Mirabeau advised me to ask you for help.
But I'm an astronomer, mon enfant, not a locksmith. I know my way around lenses, filters, racks, and tripods. But I've never given a moment's thought to how a lock works. God, Monsieur de Mirabeau was joking with you, that's all. Où est-il, ce brave homme, so that we might ask him?
He has left. A matter that could not wait.
Excuse me? Do you mean he left the convent? That's madness. What was so important that he would put himself in such danger?
Intriguing indeed.
Vale, y nos quedaría hablar con este.
Monsieur Lavoisier.
What can I do for you, Aegis?
Vamos a hablarle de esto.
I would like to access the contents of a safe that is supposedly unbreakable. Dare I ask for your help, Monsieur Lavoisier?
And how can I be of assistance to you, madame?
I need gunpowder to break through the door.
Gunpowder? But I don't have a speck of it, mon ami. Do you think I just walk around with explosives in my pockets?
Oh. I apologize. It was Monsieur de Mirabeau's idea.
Mirabeau? What is this ridiculousness? I suspect he knows full well whatever he's playing at. Where is the animal? So we can ask him what's truly going on.
He has left. He had an urgent matter to attend to.
Eh bien, I'm sorry, madame. If I could inspect the safe and determine what metal was used in its fabrication, I might be able to find a solution. But given the circumstances, I'm sadly not in a position to help you.
I understand.
Vale, vamos a dejarlo estar.
Goodbye, Monsieur Lavoisier.
Y ahora vamos a continuar pues con las
Has
quests.
anyone seen Monsieur de Mirabeau?
Vale, podemos informar a la reina, lo primero, de los hallazgos que hemos hecho. También tenemos otra misión ahí de encontrar un escondite. Vale, pero primero vamos a ir al carrito. Vale, tenemos la correspondencia que nos hace llegar una transición del informe de la autopsia realizado por el doctor Olivier, sacar las circunstancias de la muerte de vuestro hijo mayor, así como la comunidad de tal. Vale, entonces le respondemos. Y esta otra. Vale. Ahora vamos a viajar aquí. Fijaros, ya tenemos misiones por todos lados, ¿vale? Vamos a viajar aquí. Que aquí tenemos varias cosas. Tenemos los jinetes, el sitio de intercambio, el hangar de la pólvora, que ya sabemos dónde está. Y lo otro, ¿vale? Así que vamos a viajar ya a esta zona.
Be able to find a way in. I have already passed by the Église Sainte-Marie. I can get back there quickly from here.
Vale, vamos a comprar en la boutique Potis, si es que me venden. Ahora nos venden 32. De esas hay que llevar siempre. Vamos a buscar también petrificación mejorada, ¿vale? Muy bien. Y tenemos por aquí... Ojo, han cambiado los enemigos aquí. Ahora tenemos enemigos más chetados, ojo. Ahora ya no está... Fijaros que ya no está allí donde teníamos el hangar. Vale, ya no está el... Que nos ha abierto esto. Vale, ahora. Esto ya lo abrimos en su momento. Esto es lo de los caballos.
Not a single one escaped.
Vale, y aquí tenemos pues esto. Dice, les ordena a Solís 4 ligas al sudeste de Montlouis, le prohíbe a usted y a sus hombres hablar con los pasajeros. Deberá confiárselos a los ulanos de Houghton House, que están a guardar la posada de la posta. Vale. Vamos a recoger esto. Y allí tenemos el hangar de la pólvora. Vale, y también tenemos lo de inspeccionar eso y el sitio del intercambio. No sé si podemos ir por aquí. Vale. Aquí es donde vencíamos al boss. Vale, fijaros que no recogí sus partes porque nos fuimos a llevar al hombre este a su sitio. Tenemos lingote de oro y caldo. Vale. Y el sitio del intercambio. De momento no podemos ir ahí, ¿vale? Con lo cual, creo que el sitio del intercambio tiene que estar como al principio de la zona donde volvíamos, donde veníamos. Mirar el martillista ese de ahí. Vale, primero inventario. Vale, para que no nos pase como en otras veces. Vale, vamos a ponernos granada explosiva aquí y petrificación mejorada aquí, ¿vale? Para ir un poco en condiciones. Vale, y aquí pues tenemos 80 potis. Estamos bastante chetados. Entonces vamos a atacar a este. Acordaros que desbloqueamos el hangar ese, ¿vale? Con lo cual le quiero hacer un backstack, pero me ha pillado. Asqueroso. Vale, vamos a intentar por aquí o por allí. Los carritos esos es un truco bastante guapo, porque los tíos se buguean ahí dando vueltas y tú mientras los puedes dar una atizada. Con cuidado porque ellos también te pueden dar. ¿Veis? Se puto buguean con los carros. Vale, Ahora sí me ha cazado el tío. Vale, nos da vial. Vale, habíamos descubierto esto, pero no podíamos pasar por aquí. En su día, no sé por qué no podemos todavía pasar por aquí, ¿vale? No tengo manera de trepar ni nada. Esto tendremos que desbloquearlo más adelante, me imagino. Porque tampoco puedo subir así ni nada, ¿vale? Así que voy a buscar. Vamos a ver si por aquí podemos encontrar el sitio del intercambio, ¿vale? ¿Me ha visto? Vale, esto no ha soltado nada. Que esto lo tenemos en el pueblillo aquel, ¿os acordáis? Y aquí tenemos un truquillo para poder pasar por ahí. Estos han cambiado, ¿ves? Han evolucionado. Pero nosotros podemos partirles la cara. Vale, aquí tenemos este truquillo, que es simplemente un atajo hasta esta zona que antes no podíamos acceder, ¿vale? Y nos da hierro colado y una esencia. Vale, parece que aquí no hay nada más. Está aquí bugueado. Y tenemos que ir por aquí. Aquí tenemos otro de estos. Ya me ha visto. Cuidado. Que me he metido en todo el ajo. Y casi nos matan, ¿eh? Ojo con eso. Vale. Vale, eso parece que está por allí. Aquí tenemos un perrete. Un perrete explosivo. Y vamos a intentar llegar ahí a la zona esa que nos dice el intercambio. Vale, aquí tenemos a este. Vale, aquí tenemos dos... Recuerdo que aquí había dos enemigos. Este que ahora ha evolucionado. Tenemos que ir por allí. Vale, podemos pasar de ellos. Ir por aquí. Vale. Y aquí tenemos dos perros y otro de estos DJ evolucionados. Vale, y aquí está esta mujer, ¿vale?
Dieu Tout-Puissant,
Madame de Polignac.
it's dreadful, Aegis. All is lost.
Vamos a hablar, decirle cuál es la razón de su presencia.
What are you doing here, madame?
The children, Aegis. Charlotte and the Dauphin. The Queen and the Marquis de Lafayette did everything they could do to save them from the King's madness. They spent days working out every detail of this operation with the greatest secrecy. The preparations for departure with our accomplices in the Queen's house. The children's escape, hidden inside this wagon. Our meeting here, in this very place. Then our departure with the riders who were to ensure our safe passage all the way to Austria. They would have been safe there with their uncle, the Emperor. But you can see for yourself. The children are nowhere to be seen.
Vale, vamos a preguntarle por esto.
How were you able to leave Saint-Cloud?
Earlier, after you ventured out into the palace grounds, all of the machines that were guarding us set out after you. I seized the opportunity to go to the stables and jump into a horseless carriage. Poor Monsieur Cléry. He was the Dauphin's valet. The poor soul gave his life to protect the little ones.
Vale, vamos a ver qué más nos puede contar.
Madame,
Ya no más. Vale, me he trepado ahí por la cara. Vale, esto es una zona que antes no teníamos acceso, que ahora se nos ha abierto. Vale, no sé si lo recordáis. Pero esta zona no podíamos entrar antes, ¿vale? No teníamos acceso a ella. Y ahora sí, ¿vale? Y tenemos un montón de cosas aquí para pillar. O sea, es como el rateo máximo.
4 horses for 3 men.
Vale.
This doesn't make sense.
Vale, básicamente...
A red cap with a rooster embroidered on it. A list of staging posts between Paris and Liège. 100 leagues. That is a long way. Why go on such a journey? Perhaps Madame de Polignac can enlighten me.
Vale, nos han dado bronce y lingotes. Vale, y entonces pues nos dice de hablar otra vez con esta señora.
Madame,
Vamos a preguntar por los atacantes.
the attackers all bear the same red cap with an embroidered rooster.
It's the symbol worn by those who support the Duc d'Orléans.
One of them had a map indicating all the staging posts from here to the Principality of Liège.
Liège. That rabble-ridden city is where the Duke and his miscreants have established their base.
Over here, there are 4 dead horses, and the body of a 3rd man wearing a red cap.
4 horses for 3 men. That means one assailant managed to get away. It's beyond doubt. The Duke's men have taken the children. They're the ones behind this ambush, and they knew every detail of our plans. We were betrayed.
But surely the ambush did not go exactly as planned. 3 of them lost their lives.
That's true. If only we could catch the one who was able to escape. But now that I think about it, the riders that the Marquis de Lafayette promised us, if they made it here, they may have been able to surprise the kidnappers and stop them from carrying out their misdeed. By the grace of God, they may already be on their way to Vienna with the children.
The riders did not make it, Madame. They perished at the hands of the royal army.
Sainte Mère de Dieu. C'est une catastrophe. The Marquis de Lafayette must be informed of this terrible turn of events. Without delay.
I shall see to it, Madame. As for you, please return to the Queen at once. You have taken enough risks as it is.
Find the children, Aegis. Je vous en supplie.
Vale, pues con esto ya hemos avanzado en esta quest. Ahora nos quedaría informar al pollo, ¿vale? Al fulano ese, ¿vale? Podemos subir por aquí para no tener que... para evitar los enemigos y toda la pesca, ¿vale? O sea, puedo luchar con ellos, pero la verdad es que no... tampoco son enemigos que me vayan a soltar mucho botín y es perder el tiempo. Vale, así que vamos a volver hacia allí, ¿vale? Donde tenemos otras 2 quests todavía secundarias, ¿vale? Así que vamos a volver a la zona de partida. En esta zona ya hemos hecho esta quest secundaria, ¿vale? La mujer esa se va a volver a lo diré. Vale, podemos investigar por aquí, pues si hubiera algún atajo. Aquí había una trampa, ¿vale? Aquí te salían 2 bichos de estos. Pero aquí no hay. ¿Veis? Aquí te salían bichos de estos. Pero como veis es que estamos muy chetados para estos bichos. La verdad que no renta mucho ni lucharlo. Vale, vamos a matar a este. Por si me hubiese dejado por aquí algo, pero como veis no, ¿vale? No me he dejado nada. Esto simplemente volvemos al sitio este. ¿Vale? Que hemos pasado por la puerta, con lo cual. Vale, entonces vamos a ir al carro. A restaurarme la poti esta que me he tomado. Y lo que haremos es, en el próximo capítulo, seguir terminando las misiones secundarias de esta zona, ¿vale? Así que os espero en el siguiente y seguimos con las secundarias.